What's up, everyone? Aaron Nagler here for PackersNews.com. I'm here with Jim Owczarski, who covers the Cincinnati Bengals for the Cincinnati Enquirer. Jim, obviously the drama surrounding the Bengals, pretty familiar with anyone who reads NFL headlines. The offensive coordinator change. What is going on offense with this team?
Yeah, nobody knows. I mean, that's why they made the change. Aaron, believe it or not, I know Packers fans get a little fired up with Mike McCarthy sticking with Dom Capers and his coordinators. Ken Zampese, the first coordinator fired in season in the history of the Cincinnati Bengals.
Wow.
50 years. And clearly it's because they don't know what's happening or it's clearly not working. I mean, 8 quarters, no touchdowns. But it goes beyond that. This first team offense had 2 field goals and 1 touchdown in the preseason. So they haven't really been performing all of 2017. And 2016, it wasn't that good either. So, it hasn't been great. And I think they're hoping the change to Bill Lazor, who was an OC in Miami in 14 for 11 games in 15, can kind of right the ship at Lambeau.
Now, obviously, some of the problems that they've had have to do with the changes along the offensive line. They let a lot of talent walk out the door. How much of it has been Andy Dalton, who obviously gets a lot of the headlines, and how much of it has been their inability to block people up front?
Yeah, you're right. On the national level, look, that's the quarterback, right? And he's got an 0-4 playoff record. His primetime performances have not been good, so he's sort of earned a little bit of the ire or the questioning nationally. But yeah, locally, Aaron, watching it here on a week-to-week basis all through camp, he is not being protected. I mean, and this is a common refrain. I'm sure you're going to hear this a lot. You probably heard it 2 weeks ago in Seattle. It's just a thing that around this league, it's not great. What you have on 2 new right tackles, basically. They've been with the team. This is their first year starting.
Right.
Right guard was a new starter for week 1. Trey Hopkins injured. So then they had the backup center essentially moved over to play guard the last 2 weeks. As of now, TJ Johnson should start at right guard, but there's a question yet. Is it him or is it another draft pick from a couple years ago, Aaron? So yeah, it has not been good up front, and Andy Dalton is an athletic guy, but he's had to move, and he's had players in his face.
Now, you look forward to this showdown in Lambeau on Sunday. What's the desperation level in Cincinnati? I mean, Marvin Lewis has been there for a long time. Obviously, you know better than anybody else. How desperate are they for a win coming into Lambeau Field where, traditionally the Packers play pretty well?
Yeah, it's interesting, Aaron, because I don't know, even if they were 2-0 and look great, I don't know who here, fan base-wise, media-wise, would think they could go to Lambeau and win. It's just what Aaron Rodgers, I think, has lost only 4 times to AFC teams at home since he's taken over, one of which being the Bengals. But
right.
It's strange. I think it depends how they lose. So if they lose, 28-24, they score, and you can just chalk it up to Aaron Rodgers at home, I think they'll feel better because the way they'll spin it is, okay, offense is fixed, and now it's an AFC slate with Browns and Bills and Colts, right? But if it's 34-6, I think you're getting – then you fall into a whole other batch of questions about backup quarterbacks and which kind of have started now, but not really in the locker room. But in terms of in-house, oh my God, this is really worse than we thought. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. So there you go. Well, we'll find out on Sunday. Jim, I'll see you at Lambeau. For Jim, I'm Aaron. Keep it here at PackersNews.com.